1, 2, 3, 4. Just getting a pump for the video. 59, 60. Woo! Let's go. Hey yo, what's poppin'? What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Pretty Boy Rob and I'll be hanging out with you for today's episode of Shoe Care Academy. For today's video, we got these Birkenstock Bostons that I have been wearing for the last 30 days. And during that wear test, I can't even lie, they're kind of built like some tanks. It took a lot to really get them dirty until halfway through I stepped on a Tide Pod and that thing busted all over these shoes. No pause. For today's video, we're using our essential shoe cleaning kit and our dry suede kit in attempts to remove all those stains. With that being said, there's not much left to it but to do it. So let's get straight into this episode of Shoe Care Academy. All right, before we get down and dirty, let me go ahead and set up our cleaning station. We already got our mat laying down, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove these and pull in all three of our brushes as well as our dry rack bowl combo. The brushes are soft, medium, and stiff. That does come inside your essential shoe cleaning kit. Towel and solution, all those components are coming in your essential kit. Plus, we're gonna be using our dry suede kit. I'll grab those a little later once we're using that. But right now, we can grab our bowl and get some water in here. When it comes to the solution, this stuff is highly concentrated. We got a 4-ounce bottle. Again, that's gonna come in your essential shoe cleaning kit. That's gonna get you anywhere from 40 to 50 cleanings. Now that we got that ready, we always like to set one shoe aside for before and after purposes. So let me get that one out of here and we will only focus on this right shoe. I'm also gonna start with a dry brush method. We always recommend that as well, just to help get off any loose dust, dirt, and debris that settled on the shoe. Since we are using our essential shoe cleaning kit and not our signature, we don't have no shoe trees, but I'm hitting you guys with a pro tip. You can actually grab your microfiber towel and really just stuff that in the toe box, and now we have just a much harder surface so I can apply as much pressure as I need to. But now it's time to get on that dry brushing. Doing this dry brush method, these things are already looking so much better. Honestly, suede is pretty tricky. As I was wearing these, some days the suede looked uneven and it made them look dirty, but really brushing them in one direction, it made the suede look so much better. Now that we got this dry brushing out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and start using our bowl of water and solution. We get a lot of comments where people say, bro, why are you getting your suede wet, dude? Dude. The safest way is definitely a dry method, but with these stains all throughout the shoe, dry method ain't gonna do anything. So we gotta use a solution. With that said, let's get this party started. The key thing when cleaning suede and getting it wet, you wanna make sure you don't oversaturate the material. Clean the whole shoe completely evenly. That way you don't see any watermarks. One thing I want to mention when cleaning your Birkenstocks, it does have this debossed Birkenstock logo right here. You don't want to scrub too viciously over there because over time that can just fade and remove it. Now that I got a light even coat throughout all these uppers, time to grab our towel and just pat dry. From here, we will move on to the medium bristle brush. All done with the soft bristle brush, and I went ahead and helped dried it a little faster with our towel. I am gonna proceed to the medium bristle brush to some of the challenging areas that I know stained really quickly, especially just the front of the toe box area. That was where I found the most of the stains, as well as around these uppers. I did get some denim stains when I was wearing some of my blue jeans. So gonna get an extra scrub using our medium bristle brush. So let's get it, let's go. The Birkenstock Boston is one of the most classic clogs, known for its comfort, versatility, and unique styling. All right, let's go ahead and rack up that medium bristle brush and proceed to using the towel kind of the same way I did on that soft bristle brush. But throughout my 30 days wearing these, I did wear them out in Hawaii. So when you see that photo of me with no socks, look at this dude. Make sure you guys aren't clowning me in the comments. But we can continue to proceeding, taking care of this cork outsole. Really want to get a deep scrub on that. That's why we're going to be using our stiff bristle brush. So let's get it, let's go. Our stiff bristle brush is the stiffest brush in our arsenal, really using it to tackle and get away all this Hawaiian sand from these outsoles. All right, now let's go ahead and remove these studs. Perfect time for me to talk just about the comfortability of these sneakers. Overall, they were kind of comfortable, I can't lie. It just feels like you're wearing like a slide all day, but a more elevated version. I'm sure if I was rocking around with slides for 30 days, Mr. Reshoevn8or wouldn't have been so happy, but at least wearing these, it just gives you that elevated look. So overall, I give them a 9 out of 10. All right guys, as I'm wiping off all these studs from the outsole, I do wanna go ahead and take care of these insides because I've been wearing them for 30 days, so you gotta get all that dirt, grime, and smell out of there. I'm not gonna oversaturate it too much because again, this is a cork sole and I'm not sure how that's gonna react with water, so I'm just gonna get a light, even pass over. All right, there it is. That's gonna wrap it up for this pre-cleaning. We do have to let these things dry. So right now, I think it's a perfect time to go ahead and walk around the office and get other people's opinions on what they think about the Birkenstock Bostons. Whew, it's hot. These things will probably dry in about 15 minutes. You didn't peak in 2015. It's okay. That's just what AI thinks.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Yo, 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 checking in. You've seen me wear these Birkenstock Bostons for the last 30 days. What's your thoughts on them?
I have a pair at the crib. Looks smooth.
I think it's a cool casual shoe. Like you at the crib or like going on a quick grocery run or something. Smooth.
But not an everyday wear?
No, not. I mean, no. I don't think any shoe is everyday wear.
Calm down, Mr. Hypebeast.
Don't. Oh.
All right, now we got Austin from Boston. Yo, what are your thoughts on Birks?
I got a pair in my car.
You know who this motherfucker look like, low-key? Look!
You know, we had to check in with Vic Almighty. Yo, Victor, what are your thoughts on Birkenstock Bostons?
I think they're sick, but the real pair, way too expensive. Go on Amazon, 40 bucks. So tell them Vic sent you.
Yeah, of course, they are all over my country. It's great.
Vive la France. Oui, oui. All right, just like that, we are back. It's been 24 hours later, and these are the results we're working with. In this current state, they're not looking so hot, but don't trip, potato chip. We're not done just yet. Right now, we gotta go ahead and reset this suede, make it look nice and plush and buttery. To do so, we are gonna be using a few Reshoevn8or products. I already said we're gonna be showcasing our dry suede kit, but I'm also gonna tap into our brass bristle brush since this brush doesn't get the love it needs. So if you've never restored suede, this is the perfect video for you. Right now, let's start with our dry suede kit. Basically what happens with the suede, it gets very matted down and it just doesn't look pleasant. However, just with a couple passes already, we're starting to get some life back into that texture. The eraser really allows you to spot clean, and then you can use this to help brush off some of those shavings. But again, we gotta proceed to get the whole thing. If there are some deeper stains, that's where the brass brush will come in handy. As you can see, that suede has no texture. These things are looking dingier than ever. However, starting with the dry suede eraser, just gonna brush back and forth to help bring back some of that texture. When dealing with an all suede shoe, this step can definitely be pretty tedious, but you wanna make sure you get it completely even. That way you can get this suede as soft as possible. All right guys, right now we are showcasing our brass bristle brush. This brush is available at Reshoevn8or.com as well as all your other shoe care needs. We like to use this brush specifically for long-haired suede. In some videos, you may see Vic use this brush on the outsole to just get that deep outsole clean. If you're choosing to use that brush on that, you want to keep that specifically for soles and not reapply it to your suede. All right guys, pretty much done resetting the suede on these uppers. Depending on how you want them to look, pretty much personal preference if you want to comb it one way to get a more darker look, or if you want that lighter, just brush in that way. What I do recommend though is again, just brush it all in one direction to help avoid some of that staining looks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a pair of Birkenstocks at home, I would probably advise against cleaning the bottoms of that sole unless it's extremely, extremely necessary. Again, it does have more of a rougher texture. I was able to soften it up, but it's not as soft as it once was. I'm pretty confident through wear and tear that will soften up over time. Before bringing the dirty pair so we can see those results, I wanna go ahead and grab our water and stain repellent and protect these shoes. That way the next time I wear them, I don't get any unexpected spills. All right, there it is. That's gonna do it. That's gonna wrap things up for today's episode of Shoe Care Academy on these Birkenstock Bostons that I had the pleasure of wearing for the last 30 days. We achieved results just like this using our essential shoe cleaning kit, brass bristle brush, dry suede kit, And of course, we protect it with our water and stain repellent. All those products and more are available at reshoemator.com. If you're like me and you like to save some dollar bills, make sure you guys use the code Birkenstocks20 to save 20% off, but that's only gonna be good for the first 20 orders, so make sure you act fast. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all know the vibe, and if you like this 30-day wear test and wanna see more of them, drop those comments and let us know. Or if you wanna see us do even longer, maybe even a 60-day, a 90-day, or a 1 year, let us know in those comment section down below. Also, let us know what sneakers you wanna see us clean next. My name's Pretty Boy Rob, and I'll catch y'all on another one. Adios.